I am a 57-year-old obese Chinese man, and you have to call me that. And so they took me under their wing, and I learned a lot about yoga philosophy and how to get healthy again from the inside. So I spent a year in Ubud and a couple of months in India.
Ubud is the heart of yoga, right?
Yeah.
In Bali.
Yeah. I would say Rishikesh, northern India, and Ubud, Bali are like the heart and the liver in the whole world of yoga. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. People from all around the world travel to Rishikesh and Bali. Beautiful.
Now let's talk about crypto. I think it's so funny because we just talked about yoga and you've been in India, you were meditating every day, you know, and now we switched to crypto. I don't know what's gonna happen now. Like if you can't properly explain someone what Bitcoin is and the benefits of Bitcoin, then you don't know shit about crypto.
Yep.
And you should not invest into crypto.
Yeah. So take my dad there to chill. It's public place, only 15 people. But then there's this dude.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Gun.
Yeah.
Like gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
In America where you hold like a revolver and you do yoga.
Dude,
It's gotten crazy. You should check it out.
I should, right?
Come do some yoga.
I get it for free.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Joe,
What's up?
do you know why I love Bali?
Why?
I'm gonna tell you a story now, okay?
Okay.
The reason how this today happened between you and me.
Yep.
Right? Listen, guys, I met this guy literally yesterday. How long did we? Maybe we talked for
Probably an hour.
an hour.
Yeah.
Maximum. But I already told you, like, don't tell me too much.
Yeah.
You seem like an interesting guy. I might gonna invite you. You know? So don't tell me too much. And then I was like, hey, listen, let's. Yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. I told him to come on Friday. So what happened today is I had another guest for today planned, but this guy, shout out to him, he had a scooter accident.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, nothing happened. He's all right. Just the scooter is fucked, I heard.
Yeah.
So a lot of headache for him now. He has to repair the scooter, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, what can you do? You know, maybe it would have been a bad podcast, whatever, you know, bad episode. So I texted a guy who I met. That's why I love Bali. I texted a guy who I met yesterday for the first time. We spoke for 1 hour, and I was like, "Hey, listen, brother. In 3 hours, I have a set appointment. Are you free? Do you want to join me?" And he's like, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
Amazing, man. Thank you so much.
No worries.
So let's talk about you real quick. You told me you were running a kindergarten, or you still?
It's still going.
Still going.
Yeah, still going. My sister runs it.
Okay.
Yeah. But me and my other siblings are all involved.
Okay. So it's a family business.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Say a family business. There's also some other people involved. Like the accountant, for example, has a share.
Yeah.
And it's pretty old now.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was built in it's been open now for about 12 years.
In Australia, right?
Yeah, in Melbourne. It's called Children's Garden Kindercare. It was really cool because we got an old train station built in 1888.
Oh, shit.
And so the architecture is beautiful. The brickwork, you look up at the ceilings. The ceilings are like 10 meters high. And there's carved woodwork on the ceilings.
Oh, shit, nice.
So I don't know what they were doing back then, but it was beautiful architecture.
Okay.
And then, we had a look at this building, and my sister was like, oh, why don't we do like a Waldorf or a Rudolf Steiner kindergarten?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, not sure, maybe. But sure enough, we put the application in, just inquired about the lease, and it was available.
Amazing.
So we were like, let's do it. What we thought was going to take 12 months to open was 3.5 years.
Yeah?
It was
It's always like this.
It's crazy,
right?
man. Yeah.
That's life.
It was wild.
So yeah, you are still doing it, right? Kind of. As I said, family business. Probably your siblings are taking more care of it, right?
Yeah, me and my brother in the background do our own things. My sister kind of runs the whole thing. Staff, children, open from 7 a.m. till 4 p.m.
And you also have a yoga school here in Bali?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We're going to talk about this as well.
Sure.
You are also into crypto, which I love because then we can talk about crypto, and I love to have someone here. So far, I only had Ivan here. You also know Ivan, right?
Yep.
We talked a lot about crypto, and I love this episode. I have to say it. I think it's my favorite episode so far.
Which one?
With Ivan.
Oh, cool.
Because we talked about crypto.
Yeah.
If you have the same common interests, then it's you know,
clicks.
Exactly.
Yeah, bounce off each other for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the yoga, the kindergarten, the crypto, and you're also a musician.
Yeah.
You're gonna drop your 4th album soon.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So we're also gonna talk about that.
For sure.
But maybe you can just give a quick introduction of yourself, where you're from, who you are, and since when you live in Bali also. That's also really interesting, right?
Yeah. So I'm Joe. What's up? How you doing? This is a nice jacket, but I found it in the woman's store.
I was making fun. I was like, I'm gonna tell the audience, and now he did it. He exposed himself.
Man. Exposed myself. Damn. I got to Bali around 8 years ago.
That's crazy.
And it's a long story, but anyway, I ended up here and I gave myself 6 months to find my place, kind of thing. You know, I had just turned 30 at the time. I'd been to India and down in Kerala, practicing like Ashtanga Vinyasa on the beach with some of my old teachers.
Because I don't know what it is. It's like a yoga thing, or
yeah, Ashtanga Vinyasa is kind of like an intense style.
Yeah.
You know, 2.5 hours every morning.
What exactly do you do, if I can ask? Like
the asana practice.
Okay.
So Ashtanga is like a set sequence, you know, many poses. And it doesn't matter where you go in the world. If you practice Ashtanga, it's going to be the same. So set sequence of poses.
Okay.
And usually, you know, it stems from India and it's done every morning. It usually lasts around 2 to 2.5 hours if you do it properly. So I did this and then I came to Bali thinking, you know, I don't want to go back home to Melbourne. So I'm going to give myself 6 months, you know, I have my savings. What can I do? If I really put my energy and focus on something, what can I achieve? Yeah. So that was the beginning.
That's the beginning of Bali.
Yeah, that's the beginning of Bali.
But you're from New Zealand, right?
Originally born in New Zealand, Napier, Northeast Island.
Never been, but I really want to go to New Zealand.
It's beautiful, man.
I
have to go. It's just insane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about New Zealand? Like,
yeah, it's just, I mean, that's why all of the elites are moving there now.
Yeah?
Yeah, you heard about that?
No, I didn't.
Dude. Like a lot of, you know, rich, wealthy billionaires and stuff.
Yeah? Why that? Or like, is there a reason for that?
They're buying houses and making bunkers.
But I heard, like, isn't that a thing in Hawaii?
Yeah, Zuckerberg's doing it in Hawaii.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like...
Me too, by the way. No, I'm joking. It'd be nice.
I wish. There's a lot of celebrities going to New Zealand. So you've got beautiful country, very small population, you know, on the little corner of the planet.
I heard there's more cows than humans. Is that true?
Yeah, true. Well, sheep and
sheep.
cows. Yeah.
Sheep and cows together?
One of those things.
Okay.
I think I used to get called like sheep banger growing up.
Should I ask why, or?
No, just like that weird thing they used to give shit to New Zealanders, like, oh, you're a sheep banger. But,
Okay.
So New Zealand's a beautiful country. You got snowy mountains. You've got green fields and pastures. You've got the beach, beautiful beach. There's a beach called 90 Mile Beach.
Okay.
Which is literally 90 miles of coastline.
Nice.
Yeah. And no dangerous animals or insects or snakes or...
How is that even possible when Australia is so close and Australia is like...
Exactly. Australia's the opposite.
Like, how is that possible, actually?
I don't know.
Is there any reason for this?
I'm not sure. I mean, the history is quite different. Even the way in which they were colonized back in late 1700s. But that's a different story.
New Zealand got colonized from who? Do you know?
English.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Same sort of thing, but they were just treated a bit differently. And part of the reason is because of the warfare from the Maori people.
Okay.
So when the English got to the coast, they realized pretty quickly that the Maori people had been involved in a lot of internal warfare from tribe to tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So they had war tactics, even like tunneling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like Vietnam.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas in Australia, late 1770, around there, it was very different. The English arrive and basically they could do whatever they want. And unfortunately, the Aboriginal people didn't have the skill to really fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did you live in New Zealand? Your whole life?
No. Only very, very young. So I'm the youngest of 4.
Okay.
Brother, sister, me. And then when the parents split, my mum, wow, I don't know how she did this. She was like, you know what? I'm going to take my 4 kids to a different country. Wild. So put us on a plane, took us all to Melbourne, grew up in Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know the reason why she did that? Is there like a job opportunity or like...
No, I think just marriage stuff back then.
I see.
Her and dad just had differences, you know.
Okay, so you know more about the time in Australia than the time in New Zealand because you were so young in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We would go back to see grandparents, aunties, uncles, like every 1 or 2 years, because mum's siblings were there.
Of course.
But grew up in Melbourne, and went to college, went to university, Melbourne, and
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. Yes, Australia's beautiful. Australia's a cool country. Yeah. It definitely changed over the years. Much more of this kind of liberal woke culture, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Okay.
I used to, but it's changed. It's changed a lot. And we saw that it really became evident during pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the craziest rules, man. I don't want to talk too much about that because I'll probably get shitty. But I swear, like my sister, one story, my sister was walking down the street with a latte during pandemic. And the police said, "Hey, what are you doing?" They ran across the street and because she had the mask down. And they said, "You have to have your mask even if you're walking alone." And she's like, "Oh, but how do I drink?" And so you could only have the mask off if you're drinking something. So sometimes people there would walk around with empty cup. So the police would check the cups to make sure there's liquid in there.
To be honest,
crazy.
that sounds like Germany.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Same.
Wild, huh?
Yeah.
Wild. Anyway, it's a terrible time.
Yeah, the reason why I was asking if you can still remember the time in New Zealand, because I'm actually curious if you guys in New Zealand, you talk a lot about Bali and stuff, like, oh, Bali is the dream. It's because, I think Bali is probably the dream for most of the countries, especially through Instagram, because Instagram is marketing the shit out of Bali.
Yeah.
That's why everyone is coming here.
Yeah.
And I also understand why, because Bali is fucking amazing, right? But yeah, it's like, how is it, maybe, I don't know if you remember, but like back in school in New Zealand, like, do you guys ever did you ever, or like, when was the first time you heard about Bali and you're like, you know what, I have to go to Bali? Or did that all happen in Australia?
It happened more so in Australia, in Melbourne. The first time I was probably mid-20s. And I came with my sister's husband, and his brother, Bonnie, Alex, Mitch.
Yeah.
So we all came, and it was great. We did yoga at this studio in Sanur called Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. They literally have a cow at the front.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So you'd come, you'd like pat the cow and then go do a yoga class. It was pretty cool.
Is that still a thing there?
This yoga studio is still there. I'm not sure about the cow.
Okay.
But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, imagine, so that was what, 13? My first time was 13 years ago. So I feel like I still got to see, a lot of the essence of Bali, Hindu culture, the prayers and ceremonies.
Yeah.
That's where I really fell in love with Hindu culture, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's talk about the whole journey, right? Because the first thing you kind of started when it comes to business was the kindergarten thing, right?
Because
that happened in Australia. You were still in Australia, right?
Yeah. There were little things on the way. That was the main thing. Yeah, that was the main thing. Yeah.
Is there something you want to talk about on the way to the kindergarten?
Not really, just some music stuff here and there.
Okay, so music was like already always a thing.
Yeah, been doing music a long time.
Okay. What exactly? You play something or you just sing or?
Yeah, so play guitar.
Okay.
For a long time, since I was very young, and then singing. And a little bit of some other instruments just because of school. But guitar and singing was the main thing.
And you knew already you're going to do your own, because you have a band, right?
Yeah. So at some point, you're right, the kindergarten was first, and then it was, jumped into studying, kind of like you were talking about before. I was studying Chinese medicine for a little bit.
Chinese medicine?
Yeah.
Why?
I loved, alternative therapies.
Okay.
And I was interested in, naturopathy, meridian lines, and acupuncture. And I thought, instead of doing naturopathy, which you can do as a course, let me explore this ancient art of medicine called traditional Chinese medicine. So I was studying that, but then I realized after about a year and a half, whoa, this is intense.
Yeah.
No weekends, papers due all the time, zero social life. You couldn't, or else you'd fail.
So you quit that?
Yeah, after a year and a half, I quit and I moved straight into music college. So I went and studied Bachelor of Music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and you love that?
Love that.
Yeah.
Passionate. And that's where I met Nathan and Siobhan.
Okay.
And that's where we formed the band. Yeah.
Oh, shit, nice. So until today?
Yep.
Okay, amazing.
Yes.
And then your first album, when did you drop that? Like right after? Or?
Yeah, that was probably 2019.
Okay,
So
5 years ago.
yeah, the first album. We had a couple of singles and an EP before that, but the main album, which is called Into the Jungle, that was 2000.
I'm gonna link your album here. Maybe there's some people that want to listen to that.
That'd be great.
Even me, I want to actually listen to it because I didn't do it yet.
Yeah,
because I only know you for 24 hours.
yeah, short amount of time. Yeah.
And what do you say? Like the whole singing musician thing, is it just like a side thing, just like because of passion, or is it you actually want to monetize and make like good money out of it? What is your goal with that?
They're in Melbourne. I'm here. They've come here a couple of times for recording. I go back there. We record Nathan's studio. So we were into the whole thing at one point in time, which was writing, producing, recording, releasing, and then also playing live shows. We did that around Australia. Yeah. And then the thing that took the toll on us the most was moving drum kits. Driving from Melbourne to Sydney to Brisbane to Adelaide, like, it's like 8 to 10 hours. It takes, after you do that a few times, it's like, Jesus.
That's enough for that. Yeah.
So then we really focused on, crafting the perfect song. That we consider the perfect song anyway. So spent a lot of time just trying to craft the perfect song. So then we stuck with writing, recording, and releasing, basically.
So you also have music videos on YouTube?
Yeah, we've got videos.
Oh, shit,
yeah.
Nice.
We
recorded in Australia or Bali, like walking at the beach.
Yeah, there's a Bali one.
Yeah.
There's one also in the Himalayas in India.
Oh, shit.
There's one in Melbourne, in Tasmania. Got a few different ones. Yeah, different locations.
Crazy scenes, huh?
Cool, weird. Our first album was really like psychedelic, experimental psychedelic. So imagine like lots of colors and strange melodies.
Okay, and let's go further. So the next one is you went the first time to Bali when you were 20. So you already had like a
25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay, and you already felt the vibe of Bali, and you were like, you know what? I think Bali is really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I had no idea what Bali had in store for me later on in life.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just thought it was a cool place. I had no idea that I would end up here. I had no idea business would be here, family would come over, band would come over. Yeah, Bali's been pretty good. Bali's been very good to me so far.
So because you said that you went to India, you did the yoga thing there, right? And then you came to Bali, you're like, you know what? Okay, I have these savings. You give yourself 6 months of time. I'm going to build something now, right? Yeah. This is how now we start talking about yoga, right?
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention as well is the reason I went to India was because of my old teacher. So I'd finished my music degree and playing music, playing shows, drinking and taking different substances. And I kind of got sick of that pretty quickly.
Of that life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Staying up till sunrise and, there's a Britney Spears poster on the wall and everyone's out of their out of their head, out of their mind. So it gets old pretty quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to try and achieve big things. And so I'd broken up, my girlfriend and I had broken up at the time. And then I spoke to my yoga teacher and she was like, oh, come to India and come to Bali. So she was situated in Ubud at the time. She was married to a monk.
Crazy.
I don't know how that works, but it works. And so they took me under their wing and I learned a lot about yoga philosophy and, how to get healthy again from the inside. So I spent a year in Ubud and a couple of months in India. And that's, like the roots.
Let's talk about yoga.
Yeah,
because I never tried yoga in my life.
Yeah.
Even though I live here for 2 years.
Yeah.
I've been to Ubud many times.
It's a beautiful place.
Because Ubud is the central is the heart of yoga, right?
Yeah.
In Bali.
Yeah. I would say like Rishikesh, northern India, and Ubud, Bali are like the heart and the brain or the heart and the liver in the whole world of yoga. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. People from all around the world. Yeah. Craziest parts, Miami, England, Australia, travel to Rishikesh and Bali for yoga.
That's also something interesting for the listeners, because there's probably some people watching this, they've never been to Bali. And it's crazy when you jump on your scooter here in Canggu, and then you leave Canggu, you just drive like 45-50 minutes up to Ubud, and like the whole environment changes
Completely.
It's like, what the fuck, where am I now? You know?
Yeah. Jungle, monkeys.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
People like all like how they dress and stuff, you know? It's cool. It's a vibe, you know?
It's a vibe.
I like it. I like it. I could never live in Ubud. Could you?
I lived there for a year.
Okay, I mean, you do yoga. You should live there.
Well, no, we probably are similar in that I lived in Ubud for a year when I first got here, and then it kind of took its toll on me. So there's obviously all of the positive things that we can talk about, but there were some weird things as well.
Can you talk about it?
Sure thing. Yeah. Where do I
Tell
start?
us.
So some weird stories that I always refer to, some little ones. In a good way, it's like it's the first time I saw a 6-minute hug.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So like you like out of like you knew it's gonna happen? Like
No,
are
no.
you prepared for a 6-minute hug, or it just happened?
It just happened.
Okay.
So you might have met like imagine we met yesterday, and I walk in, we meet again, and I give you a 6-minute hug, and you can't get away, and it's just like, oh, that's a bit strange. Whoa, I thought that was a funny thing, but it was a bit long.
Yeah.
And then the more I unpeeled the onion of Ubud, the kind of stranger it got. And the more you unpeel, you get the gems, you get the gold, but you also get the weird, crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I remember my dad coming over here. We went to a beautiful place called Dragonfly Village. It's still there today. You got like a fire pit, eucalyptus mud sauna, saltwater pool, all
In Ubud.
yeah,
Okay.
immersed in like a jungle, like rice field. It's so cool.
Nice.
You can even see like the lit up fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them before?
I think
You see them fly. They're glowing.
like at the beach you see them sometimes. Right?
Sometimes like that. Yeah. Beautiful. So take my dad there to chill. It's a public place, only 15 people. But then there's this dude.
Oh no.
Yeah. And this dude
12-minute hug.
in the water. Yeah.
Completely
Gross.
naked.
Yeah. Oils you up. No, gross. It was kind of like that though. He just started talking about Tantra
Okay.
and inviting me and my dad to go back to his place, and he was going to massage us.
And I said yes.
No, gross. Me and my dad just looked at each other like, what's going on, man? Yeah. Happy ending, no. And then we just thought, nah, man. And he kind of kept persisting. And he was in his 40s, and we were just like, okay, no, this is a bit strange. But anyway, later on I heard stories about this dude, and apparently he's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. Some other weird things like, cacao ceremonies, which actually I like.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I have some friends that did that.
Yeah.
They talk good about it.
Usually they're good, but one of the ones I went to, too full on. There's this woman wearing a red dress. There's probably like 50 people there. And she just had kind of like crazy, almost like exorcism, where she was yelling, crying, screaming, and speaking in tongues. Yeah, in front of 50 people. So like the guitar players, acoustic, they had to stop, and everyone was just looking at her like, what is going on? Yeah, man.
And what is she doing? Like she's a teacher or what?
No. She was in the audience, but then
Oh, okay.
she was having like this
But she took something, or like just out of nowhere.
cacao.
Like cacao.
Like chocolate, like a chocolate drink.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, unless she might have done it beforehand.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's the good side, and then there's the really strange
Let's talk
side.
about the good sides.
The good side.
What are the good sides of yoga in general? Because I never tried yoga. There's probably most of the people watching this, they never tried yoga. Let's talk about yoga. What is cool about yoga?
Yoga, I mean, there's so many good things. There's the surface level stuff, which happens in Ubud, Canggu, and everywhere in the world. But then you get, the deeper layers as well. And so we'll talk about both. First, the superficial stuff, or the first layer, might just be the physical. And they call that the asana. So this is, you go to a room, you do all the poses, and then you pay your money, and then you leave. And you think that's it. But actually, yoga has much, much, much deeper meaning. And so if you look back in the history and philosophy, they call something like the 8 limbs of yoga.
Okay.
Yeah. Ashtanga, which we spoke about. Asht is 8. Anga is limbs. So this already refers to the philosophy of yoga.
Okay.
And this is put forward by Patanjali. Patanjali is like a guru.
Okay.
Yeah. So he says, if you really want to go on the yoga path towards samadhi, or like that's another word for like enlightenment, here's the path, 8-fold path. And the West, or many people, just think yoga is the 3rd limb, which is just physical practice. But we're forgetting about 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And so the first limb they call yamas. Second limb, niyamas. First limb, second limb talks about ethics, morality, how you should behave as human being. You've got like a satya, truthfulness, a parigraha, non-possessiveness.
And all of this is from India?
Yeah.
Okay, so yoga was invented in India?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
India, even something like the sun salutation. You walk into most yoga classes, they do something called sun salutation, Surya Namaskara. This is like
okay,
beautiful flow. The Indians, when yoga first came about, wake up 4 a.m. They do some meditation. They do some cleaning the body like a neti pot. And then they get into saluting the sun, which is also gratitude towards the thing that brings us life. So I salute and have gratitude for the sun.
Okay. And the Indians, they brought it to Bali, or do you know the history behind that? Because actually, do you know why there's Hinduism here in Bali?
Not really.
Like, because we have 17,000 islands.
Yeah.
I think we have percentage, right? Or no, actually, I think overall we have the most Muslims on planet Earth here in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But how this one island, Bali, has Hinduism? Like, do you know?
I don't know. No.
It's so weird, right?
It's amazing. Yeah.
I hope someone can write this in the comments.
Yes, please. You should tell me. I should know
just
this.
ask ChatGPT probably, but I want to know.
Yeah. I mean, it must have something to do with Indian colonizer way back when.
Why just here,
Yeah.
Like, what about Lombok or Java or neighbor islands?
I mean, there is, we've got Nusa Penida.
It's also?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, it's cool. You go to Nusa Penida, you do all the touristy stuff, and they're also Hindu. Yeah. Unlike, Gili Islands are attached to Lombok, so that's all Islam. Yeah. But no, very good question. Yeah. Why and when did it come about?
Right?
Yeah.
Because also, I think, as far as I know, the Hinduism here is different to the one in India. They developed their own Hinduism. Right? This is what I've heard. Because India has this, I don't know how in German we call it Kasten thing, like where you have these ranks, right? It's a thing in India.
Caste system. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which they don't have here, as far as I know.
Actually, they do.
They do?
It's just not as prevalent.
Okay.
It's not as strong compared to India. But it's still, yeah. And I was surprised as well.
And the holy cow thing is definitely not a thing here. Definitely. You can say whatever you want, but it's not a thing here. Right?
Nowhere near as it is compared to in India. Yeah.
I think in India you go jail when you kill a cow.
Yeah.
Jail, or you get a crazy... I think many people also don't know this, but actually cows are crazy, like holy in India. If you do something to a cow, you're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. Totally agree.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking in my mind, like, they still have a lot of people that eat meat there, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wonder...
But I think not cow.
I wonder if there must be like a black market.
Probably, yeah. For sure, of course.
Because even like leather goods, there's probably some sort of black market. Comment below.
It would be nice to have an Indian guest here. You could talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, you should have one of my teachers. Oh my God. I was telling you.
He's from India?
Yeah, he's got a very interesting story.
Yeah.
So he had a student from my school, Yoga, and in Rishikesh. And he starts talking to her like, oh, where did you do your training? And she said, oh, in Bali, yoga.
Okay.
And she went to Rishikesh. So he's like, oh, interesting. And then he's doing meditation in the Gangas, like the holy river.
That dirty river.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You get disease when you go inside.
We do.
Yeah.
Not them. Because they were like raised with this. They jump in there.
Same with the Bali belly here and the locals. They don't get that.
Exactly. Yeah. I've had it 3 times already, man. Ooh.
This morning.
This morning.
But yeah. And okay, so you came to Bali 6 months. You have your savings, and then what was the plan? Like you just woke up and you were like, you know what? I know so much about yoga. I was in India. Let's build a yoga school. Or like, how did that? Because you don't like just start a yoga school from today to tomorrow.
No, it was definitely something in my heart. So I didn't want many material possessions. I was going to a Hindu temple every morning, practicing Ashtanga Vinyasa.
Here in Bali, every morning.
Every morning, yeah. I was with, my local girlfriend, and her family was amazing. They were very generous, and the mother used to say things like, I have to go out with a knife, search for a banana leaf at night. It's kind of scary. And so I'd search for an unbroken banana leaf, cut it down. I'd bring it back to the house. She would clean it, and then she would serve the feast for 8 people on the banana leaf, and we would all just eat with our hands sitting on the ground off the banana leaf. And so I was like, this is amazing. That felt more real to me than how I was raised, kind of thing. So, we did that for dinner. Then every morning I was doing my Ashtanga Vinyasa, learning about like the true path, the 8-limb path of yoga, like learning how to be more of like a moral person with ethics and integrity, stuff like this.
Yeah.
So that's really contrast to, playing psychedelic guitar on stage and drinking beers and doing party drugs and shit like that. Yeah.
But maybe you needed that time to go into this time.
Potentially, yeah.
Right?
For sure.
And you appreciated then later this time more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's no regrets. It was just more like, what do I really want in the future?
Oh.
Like, what's the 40-year-old version of me, the 50-year-old version of me? Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of was done with touring and playing live shows, yeah. But I still have the writing and recording and releasing element for music.
There's always a passion.
Yeah, always a passion.
Yeah.
And then, yoga, from that seed inside me, just slowly started to flourish. And I noticed differences between my teachers and myself. So, they were very much into just my teacher and her monk husband, just running the whole school. And I thought, by week 2, by week 3, they would get very tired.
Okay.
When they were teaching their students, our students, yeah. So I thought, during the 6 month, can I go around and try and find like what I considered like the most authentic yoga team? And I met some amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I tried to put them together, and that's when I created the school. And then each person had their own specialty, whether it be yoga philosophy, meditation, history, anatomy, physiology, all the range of topics. Yeah.
Oh shit, nice. Mm-hmm. And it's in Canggu now, right?
Yeah. So I wanted to be close to the water as well,
because
we go to the beach, see sunset, jump in the water. I think the water is like very powerful healing properties.
Mm-hmm.
And most people were kind of close by. Some people in Uluwatu or like a Perenanan, Brawa, much closer to this area rather than Ubud.
And what do you think makes you guys, or like your yoga school, because there's so many in Bali, right?
So many.
What is kind of like what differentiate yours to the others? What would you say?
Yeah, I would say the core is, how do we be the most authentic? And so much of wisdom in general, but just yoga knowledge, yoga wisdom is diluted these days.
Okay.
It's from a different country. Different teachers have tried to make it their own.
Yeah.
Like you've got someone like Bikram, You know, that crazy Netflix documentary? You should watch it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nice.
So, you know, he's someone that, you know, tried to make it his own. So the ego comes out, possess it, do all these changes, and then crazy nightmare things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather than going, oh, no, wait a second. The path's already there. Yoga's been around for a long time. What's the best way we don't dilute it? What's the best thing we can do to try and bring the knowledge that's already there to the student? Yeah. I don't want to put my own kind of spin on things.
Yeah.
You know, they've got like gun yoga now.
Gun?
Yeah.
Like gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
In America, where you hold like a revolver and you do yoga.
Okay.
That's weird. You've got, you know, like the guy in Ubud, this tantra. Even the word tantra, people have really used it in a sexual way to try and manipulate other people. Yeah. But if you look at the real root of tantra, it's actually about a deep form of spirituality.
Okay, crazy. There's so much knowledge around this whole topic. Eh?
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
So this is one of the monks I met. Shout out to Dada. Dada the monk. He's awesome.
He in Bali?
Yeah. So he's been a monk. He's from Indonesia. He's been a monk for about 21 years.
Okay.
And so he's one of the people that teaches chanting and yoga meditation at our school. Yeah. So he's another person that lives and breathes yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, his diet, fasting.
He's living that shit.
Celibacy.
Yeah.
He's been celibate 21 years, man.
Must be nice to talk with this guy, eh?
Oh my God, yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
Any questions? You know, he's like translated books and he's so much wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say was the biggest difficulty in like building this yoga school? Someone coming from Australia and now trying to make a team and build a yoga school here in Bali. Probably not that easy, right? You cannot just do it from today to tomorrow, right? It's like,
yeah. I would say actually the beginning wasn't that hard, I guess, because the passion and energy was there. And
if you really want something, then you will always find the way, right?
Yeah. But it wasn't... I also believe if you're knocking your head against a wall, you know, in terms of there's way too many hurdles, it's okay to reassess things as well. So some people are like obsessed with ambition or perseverance to the point where, you know, it destroys things. It destroys relationships or marriages or families or whatever. And I think it's okay to like step back and go, wait a second. It's not working. Yeah. So with something like this yoga school, it was like the door was already half open. I just had to knock it and walk in. And next door was already kind of half open, knock it and walk in. It was much easier than some other things. Yeah.
So you would say that was meant to be for you?
This is it. Yeah. Much more meant to be than, let's say, touring around Australia and doing the full-on music thing. Yeah.
But I think the cool thing, or what you can learn from this, is that you felt like trying both. And now the cool thing is that you can say, you know what, I tried both.
Yeah, true.
And now I know what's the best for me.
That's right. Yeah.
Because most of the people, they just don't try. They feel like, you know what, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
And then 20 years, 30 years later, they're like, oh, fuck, man, I should have.
For sure.
Actually, I was thinking on the way here today, and I was thinking about the whole podcast thing I'm doing here right now, which is still for me a bit crazy that I started it, you know, because I talked about it with a friend. I was like, you know what, I'm going to book a meeting for appointment for next week. I'm just going to start it.
Good.
Do the first episode, you know.
No, perfect. Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm so happy that I do it now, because I feel like let's imagine I'm like 40 years of age. Looking back, I'm like, bro, I always wanted to do a podcast, man. Why I didn't do it, you know? Because what's going to happen? The worst case, you know, maybe no one is going to like this podcast, you know? But you know what? Fuck it. Because I learned so many things, you know? So I think no matter what you want to do in life, just try it.
Yeah.
Life is so short.
100%.
Who cares, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I've had a kind of interesting story related to that topic, which is two grandpas. We all have two grandpas, right? Grandmas. So we've got the grandpa on my mum's side, the grandpa on my dad's side.
Okay.
And so the grandpa on my dad's side when he was passing away, he was still clinging to life. Like, really didn't want to go. In hospital bed, quite a few regrets. And fear, a lot of fear about, this is the end.
Yeah.
And so, my parents trying to comfort him and all of this, but you could see the fear, and his words were fearful. Very different in contrast to my mother's father, my grandpa. He was a doctor. He lived until 96, and total comfort with leaving the body. And I always just found that fascinating. It made me think about my own existence. Like, what type of grandpa do I want to be? Am I going to be the guy that's like so scared about leaving, that has maybe regrets and things that I wasn't proud of, Or am I going to be the grandpa who's like, you know what? I've done a good job. I've done the best job I can. I tried things. Had a moral compass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy to leave, And so, who knows what happens after? Is there a judgment?
Yeah.
Is there judgment day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really stuck in my mind for the last probably 15 years. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, I'm always thinking about this because, people say you shouldn't really think that much about your future and stuff like this. Just be in the present moment. I agree.
Yeah.
But I always, I'm imagining myself, hopefully I'm going to stay long on this planet Earth. But this one day will come, hopefully in peace, laying in bed. Hopefully I'm going to have a last cappuccino from Dulu. The last one, Yeah. I need a proper cappuccino before I go. That's my dream. And then I just want to think about my life, and I'm like, you know what? It's all right. I can go.
Yes.
Because it was fucking amazing,
Yeah.
It was so good. I went skydiving. I was hopefully my goal is in 100 countries. I saw the whole world, met crazy people. I tried this. I tried many other things, It's all right. I can go now,
Yeah.
Because that's and I think it's good to have this fear because that kind of drives you.
Yeah.
Because I still there's so many people that just having, I don't want to judge the normal life, but you know what I mean, right? Just living day by day by day, seeking weekends to watch Netflix, or ideally just one day, which is Christmas, every year. Hey, 6 months, then it's Christmas. Then Christmas is over. Okay, New Year's Eve, and then 12 months and it's Christmas. This.
Yeah.
What is this? This can't be your goal, right? So I think it's good to think, or it was a really nice example,
Yeah. Yeah. And manifestation, like you said, it's figure out not just a random idea or what you think is cool or something that you saw or whatever. It's kind of like a seed in the heart or something that you're really passionate about, and then manifest that. Like you said, try that thing, because you're going to have a bigger regret later on.
Exactly.
If you don't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's with everything in life. It's also when you meet a really, as a man, you saw a woman, I don't know, in the supermarket or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I should talk with her. Yeah. Do it, bro. Fucking do it.
I know. Yeah.
What's going to happen?
I know.
Okay, she says maybe no. But there is no competition because men forgot to talk, how to talk with women,
Yeah, yeah.
Men nowadays, they're just Instagram DM, hey, how are you? Women actually, they love it when men come. It depends obviously how you go to her, obviously it depends how you approach her. Yeah.
As a gentleman, yeah, for sure.
Still, you are here if you go to a woman and talk with her.
Yeah.
Trust me. So just do it,
Yeah.
And this is just one of the examples in life. Just, bro, if you want to do something, just do it. What's going to happen? 1 week later, you already forgot about her,
Yeah. Or it works out really well.
Or it works out, And there's so many, and there's so many men struggling with this, man, nowadays. And I think the social media, whatever, not talking about also the woman thing, but it's just in general, it's just, that's why my podcast, the name is Talk and Do, because it's stop talking, also do,
Yeah.
That's the thing, because we can all talk,
Yeah.
Same, when someone comes to me hey, Marcel, I have a great idea. I'm what is it? Tell me about it. Telling me about this idea. I'm okay, 1 week later. So how's it going with the business? What do you mean? Yeah, you told me last week. Did you do something? No, it was just an idea, you know, like, okay, then don't talk about it, you know?
No, totally.
Yeah, either you do it or you don't do it, but why do you talk about it in the first place, you know? I'm not going to help you. You have to do it by your own, you know?
True. I figured this out pretty young, which was thinking about the idea, talking about the idea to myself and friends and family, and then not manifesting. And then I realized, oh, wait, there's something within me. As soon as I make the idea public, it kind of fades. It's weird. I know it's not like that for other people. They can do both. They can talk about it publicly and still do it. But for me personally, talk about it, it's in the air, it's in the ether, gone. I lose motivation. Yeah. So it's like I have to keep it quiet, do my own planning, you know, literally tell 0 people until there's that first manifestation of the thing. So it might be, you know, the yoga training manual, it's already half written. Or, you know, the new project I just started with the trailers. Yep. And the first trailer is going around now. So then once there's a small manifestation there, then you can start talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because otherwise you lose the spirit. You know what I mean? Also talking about manifesting, there's one thing like I can really recommend. It's writing down. I do that every day.
Okay, good. Yeah.
You know, I write down every day what I'm happy and grateful for. Every day. I'm not missing a single day. Write your thoughts down on the paper. Yeah. Because then you see them. You can read them, you know, and then you can make them happen.
Very true.
You know, because just thinking about them, they go away, you know, write them down every day. What you're happy and grateful for. And also the things, don't write down like what you want to achieve. Write it down as if you already achieved it. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah.
Every day. Not for 1 week. Nothing's going to happen in 1 week, man. Do it long term. This is what I do, and I can see that it works. So that's something I can really recommend, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Manifesting is fucking strong.
Yeah.
You know? Crazy.
Yeah.
Because how do you create things? It's all out of thoughts.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything you create starts with a thought. And how do you first make a thought happen is by writing it down and seeing it, reading it, and then slowly, obviously you also have to do something for it, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And to add to that, I would definitely say as well, like connecting with the earth physically, standing on the earth, no shoes, sitting there, no shoes, jumping in the water, the ocean, the mountain, whatever it is. Because it's like, I mean, people have talked about this for centuries, but it's like the earth has its own spirit, own energy, own ether.
Yeah.
And you can like tap into it. And so then those thoughts become even more clear about like what's important, you know? Because we all get both kind of thoughts. One thought might be like, you know, I've had crazy thoughts about like this type of girlfriend or DJ or whatever. And then when I sit on the grass and meditate or do journal writing, it's like, wait a second, no, this is coming from the wrong place. This is sort of like a weird, not very healthy version of myself. But then if I sit on the grass, do the meditation, it's like, oh no, these are actually the real things that I want, the important things in life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we covered the kindergarten thing, we covered the musician thing, and we also covered kind of the yoga thing, right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about crypto. I think it's so funny because we just talked about yoga and you've been in India, you were meditating every day, you know, and now we switched to crypto.
Yeah. Like, completely different. Yeah. This is actually why, just like a side note as well, you know, some people either love me or hate me, and that's fine. That's life, you know. We all have our lovers and haters. But some people, especially people that are really heavy involved in like spirituality or yoga, they don't accept my musical side or crypto side or these other sides.
Why?
Because they might be like fundamentalists in yoga.
You can only do that full time.
Something like this. And I tried this for a year and a half to 2 years, which was like, you know, like extreme diet, you know, sattvic diet, vegetarian, yoga. But for me personally, my mind became very judgmental on others. It was like, oh, what you eat the meat? Oh, I don't want to talk to you, type of thing. So I myself had to find the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the life. And so that was not just diet, but like where I put my energy and try and remove this judgment. Because that weighs you down.
Yeah.
Too much judgment of other people
100%.
can weigh you down, man. Yeah.
100%.
They want to do their thing, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
You know?
But still, I have to say, the judgment thing here in Bali doesn't really exist. What would you say? Because I don't really have the feeling that people here, they just live their life, man.
There's a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
A lot of freedom here.
I always compare this with Germany, right? Where judgment is a crazy thing.
Yeah, true.
You know? How is it in Australia?
No, you're right. I was thinking even Jakarta. A lot of people from Jakarta come here because it's so free.
Yeah.
You know, even with their religious and cultural things.
Exactly. Like, if you think about it, actually, we're living on an island where almost, let's say, the biggest religious, they live together in peace.
True. Yes.
But I'm not talking about like we live together in peace. Like, we genuine respect the other religions.
Yeah.
Here, crazy.
Yeah,
if you think about it, right?
That's so true.
That it's actually crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how the whole world should be. Like, if you think about it, like, Bali is actually the best example of how the whole world should function.
That's pretty true.
Right? But most of the wars, why? Obviously because of money. Yeah, obviously. But also religious.
Yeah.
Right? Especially civil wars. But why is it working in Bali?
That's so true. You wake up, you know the sound from the Quran.
From the mosque.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And then 1 hour later you hear the temple.
Yeah.
You know? And you can also go to the church every Sunday.
Yeah.
You can go to the mosque on Friday.
Yeah.
You can, like, it's crazy. I love it.
Amazing, yeah.
Every holiday, no matter if it's Muslim, Christian, or Hindu, is actually in the Indonesian calendar written. You know?
Respected, yeah.
Respected. It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. I've learned so much as well.
Fuck, man, I'm so proud to be an Indonesian.
That's definitely one of the reasons why I've been here for so long. Exactly like what you just said. Yeah. I mean, another thing that kind of put me off Australia, especially parts of Melbourne. I do love Melbourne, but there's some parts that have become overbearing with feminism. And it's like, you know, a topic we can talk about, we don't have to, but I was like, whoa, you know, it's just too much for me in some parts of Melbourne there. I'm like, whoa. So that's another reason why, you know, I came here. Yeah. Because maybe in our countries where it's like, everything non-secular, like no religion anywhere that's going to save us, instead of what they've adopted here. It's like, no, all religions. You know, I read a crazy story. It's like if you wear hijab or a cross at school in France, you know, you get suspended. You're not allowed to do that. So that
crazy.
Yeah, so they remove all religion, or else there's too many arguments or whatever. And I'm like, no, it should be the opposite. You know, you have a family raised like this with these cultural values, like learn from each other.
Yeah.
Talk about, have debates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about the educational system in Europe in general. I mean, also America probably, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not allowed, but then they teach you like, hey, it's okay to be a woman and it's okay to be a man.
Oh, man.
You know?
Man,
young age.
Dude, it's gotten crazy
Trust
lately,
me.
dude.
Yeah. Brother, I left. Oh, man, I'm shit talking Germany so much, man. No German is going to watch this podcast. I love Germany. Germany is cool, okay? But, like, I remember I left Germany for 2 years, came back, and I don't know what happened within these 2 years.
Yeah, man.
But all of a sudden, there was a rainbow flag everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, did I miss something? Like, is there a new country with a rainbow flag? You know? What's going on?
I know.
And then all my friends now, I'm in an age where we all get kids and they already go to school, you know? They're like, bro, Master, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, what's happening? You know, it's like, today my son came to me and was telling me, like, my teacher told me today that it's okay to be a woman. I'm like, what? Like, so from all the things you have to change in the educational system, because we are still learning from old books. Nothing is like modernized, whatever, you know. From all the things you should change, you change this.
It's crazy, man.
Like, what happened?
Oh, man.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Well, I think for whatever reason, I mean, some people would call this a conspiracy theory. Other people say it's fact. You've got certain people that are really trying to make us very good tax-paying citizens and very individualistic.
Yes.
So one way to do that is break down family.
Exactly.
Break down family values, break down marriage, break down roles and responsibilities of the male and the female.
Now think about it, right? Back in the days, it was like, I mean, I have nothing, like, don't get me wrong. You know, I love the fact that women, they try to be, they try to climb up the career ladder, and try to, because I'm trying my best to get some female guests into my podcast because I really want to talk about it, right? However, still, like, when you think about like 20, 30 years ago, it was like, it was a normal thing. Like, my man provides and I'm going to take care of the kids. Yeah. It was a done deal, you know? But now society and social media, like, we reformed us in like, woman has to have their own career. The man shouldn't provide. Like, I can do everything by myself, you know? Which, okay, do it. It's okay, you know? Like, if you think that's the right thing. But in the end, if you really think about it, for the people up there, it's amazing, you know, because now the whole world is paying tax.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like a small fact.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
It's become very institutionalized. So you've got government organizations, which my brother works in, but also institutions like schools and universities where the curriculum has definitely changed. 100% changed.
Yeah.
This whole non-binary, gender-issued bullshit, you know. Thank God for people like, you know, Jordan Peterson, who stands up and says, what? No.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the teacher, I'm the professor in this room. You know, I'm going to call you how you're supposed to be called, which is man or woman, you know. And if you've got a problem with that, let's have a debate about it. You know, you can't say now it's illegal. I mean, my brother actually got...
Or change the dictionary.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's going on, brother? Like,
yeah. Or change the apps.
Yeah.
You know, which makes you think, oh, okay, well, which we know of now, that tech industry is very much in cahoots with government. Mm-hmm. So it's like on Instagram, it's like, no, I'm a they, he, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Zin.
Exactly.
So the youth, unfortunately, think that this is normal and they adopt this culture.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you know, I am a 57-year-old obese Chinese man, and you have to call me that.
Yeah.
You have to say that I'm this.
But I don't know how we ended up here now talking about this. I just wanted to talk about crypto, man.
yeah. Let's go to crypto. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think it's cool that we also talked about this because I didn't sit like this is the 8th episode and so far didn't touch this topic.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool topic.
It's a cool topic.
You know? And I think it's good to talk about this. However, talk about crypto. Okay? How did you start with crypto? Okay? Yesterday you told me 2017.
And I was just observing back then, 2016, 2017, just observing my friends. Shout out to Chris, Dan, Jai, Brody. They were much more involved in it back then.
And they brought you into the space.
Yeah, we would just meet up like once or twice a week. You know, they were investing things back then like Icon and Cargo X. You know, reading the white paper, you know, what utility does this certain token have? And there were some cool things back then. Even with like, one of the first things that got me was like Cargo X. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So they were talking about like shipping containers, shipping something from China to your country. And it's always like a physical document, you know, but then that document, even on the vessel, can be changed or manipulated.
Sounds like VeChain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
VeChain was doing that.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
I wonder if they working together or something. The Cargo X, put it on the blockchain, all the information, and it's like, that's locked in. You know, this is the order, these are the amount of things in each container.
Can't change it.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. And that's definitely future. Like, that's 100%, you know? That's what you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue.
And so then, I started to read the white papers and, you know, get into it. And then I still didn't think that you could transfer this, what I considered back then, imaginary currency to fiat and buy real world stuff. I always thought it was just a weird investment, you know. But sure enough, that bull market, 2017, my buddy Brody cashed out and bought a house. And that's when we were all like, oh, wait, you can do this. This is like a real thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was very special. Very, very smart guy, Brody. Thank you very much.
Shout out.
Yeah. And so then dabbling, doing other things, you know, a few scams along the way, getting involved in
Always.
horrible scams, man.
But it's not only scams. Like,
No.
really, like, dig into it, research a bit. You will find some crazy project which makes sense to invest into.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of the nature of decentralized anything. So if it's person to person, we're going to trade funds, or, you know, I'm going to trade funds with someone next door. I mean, it's kind of based on their personality as well, you know. So that's one flaw of, you know, something being decentralized, but actually that's actually a better alternative than something being centralized, because that centralized bank can also manipulate, inflate things, print their own money, put their own stamp on it and fee on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as long as you're careful, smart with what projects you're getting involved with, what people you're getting involved with, then actually it's smooth sailing. Yeah.
And then what happened after you saw this, like, crazy success from your friend? He bought his house and you were like, oh shit, man, now I have to get into this, or how did it?
Yeah, so then things kind of dropped off, but then still reinvested a little bit. But a lot of it, I found out later, is about your own portfolio and bankroll. So even back then, 2018, 2019, if you think about your own bankroll, how much of your fiat, how much of your earnings are you going to put into crypto? And so even back then, I was like, oh, only 10, 15%. And I think it was not necessarily a mistake, but I could have put a lot more back then.
But it's still the fear. You don't know the future.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because obviously when the market drops, everyone is feared, you know, and you don't know, okay, like, of course, you kind of have hope. Like, I should invest. But obviously you don't go like balls deep into it, because you're like still like, you know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
I could have gone more ballsy.
Always, you know.
Yeah.
No matter how much you put in, later on you will always say, fuck, man, I could have put more.
Double. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you invested through the bear market.
Yeah.
Right? 18, 19.
Yeah.
And then the next bull market came.
Yep.
COVID happened. People were falling in China on the street, you know. And the market from there pumped crazy. This is where I started with crypto. My journey began there.
Awesome.
But how was it for you when the market pumped again?
Yeah. So made a decent amount. I learned a lot. That was the main thing, like learning, lots of knowledge.
Yeah.
Even things to do with trading as well, which I found pretty interesting.
So you also trade yourself?
Yeah. But
Here
still,
and there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, it's not like, you know, Wall Street guys, you know, looking at different hours of Asia and New York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more, looking at some patterns and knowing or finding a good place to go in and finding a good place to cash out. Yeah.
And how did you learn that? By yourself? YouTube?
Yeah, just talking to different people.
Okay.
What hours that you should invest even, you know, depending on the market.
Because I think there's many people watching that trying to trade, or maybe because obviously now we are in another bull market.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So that's why also I think this topic is really interesting in this moment right now. So that's why I'm just like, maybe you have some tips or whatever for people who want to start trading or they're trading right now, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I would still consider myself, even after all of these years, still maybe intermediate.
Yeah.
So find someone, the first thing I would say is anyone that's interested is find someone that you know is in this field, is quite advanced, and they can potentially be your mentor or something like this. Second, invest in blue chips, meaning things that are really stable. And everyone says this, but don't get too caught up in
Kitten coins.
Solana. Yeah, exactly. Kitten coins, even some altcoins.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go in, learn how to first choose the right exchange, how you get money from bank to that exchange.
Yeah.
Go in
basics.
Basics. BTC, ETH, Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Exactly.
That's going to be the majority of your portfolio.
How do you even buy crypto, right?
Yeah.
Like spot.
Yeah.
Limit order, those kind of things. Like for us, it's like but there's many people, they just start with crypto and they just buy some kitten coins and like, you know what, I'm into crypto, but you should start with the fundamentals,
Fundamentals, yeah.
Like if you can't properly explain someone what Bitcoin is and the benefits of Bitcoin, then you don't know shit about crypto.
True. Yep.
And you should not invest into crypto unless you know enough about Bitcoin and Ethereum and a couple of altcoins. Then you can say, okay, now I can start invest. Yeah. I've done a lot of enough research. I know. And that's what I always tell because obviously there's a lot of people coming to me, especially those times like now, they're like, hey Marcel, where should I invest?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell you anything. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you anything.
No.
Do your research, learn, then you can come back. Then I can give you some advice, some coins I like. But the same with football, okay? There's some people that like Real Madrid and there's some people that like Barcelona. But both are amazing teams, Only because I tell you should invest into Barcelona, you shouldn't invest into Barcelona because maybe you hate Barcelona, And what happens if you just listen to me and you invest into Barcelona? And then Barcelona drops. You get emotional. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you listen to me. Yeah. But if you really believe in Barcelona, I don't know if that's a good example.
That's good.
But if you really believe in Barcelona, you don't care if it drops. Yeah. The opposite happens. You reinvest because you fucking believe in it. There's no emotions anymore. It's like logic thinking, like, bro, this thing is a future project. It makes sense to invest, And that's what I'm trying to tell the people when they come to me, like, hey, Marcel, can you give me advice, No. Unless you know something.
Very true. That's a good point. Yeah. And it's good for them. That's kind of a good point in any field.
Exactly.
Any work, any discipline. It's like, give me advice on yoga or music. It's like, spend 3 months yourself just delving deep.
Yeah.
Books, writing, video, Then you get a really good foundation, and then you can come and, seek a mentor or advice from someone that's been in the game a little bit longer.
Exactly.
Man, I made some huge mistakes. That's a big one. I guess one thing the advice that you could give is sharing your mistakes. And I give 2 mistakes, and then maybe you can too. One of my biggest mistakes is sending crypto from one wallet to the next without testing.
I can give one tip here. Okay. What I always do. Because you always get when you send
the address. Yeah,
exactly. The wallet address. Okay. My advice for this, always check the first 3 and the last 3 of the wallet address. Yeah. That's my advice. That's what I always do. Yeah. Before I send. Or even better, you first make a test.
That's what I do.
Yeah. 0.000. Just send it. Yeah. €1, €5, whatever.
Yeah, I do $1 test.
Exactly. If it arrives, because trust me, this never happened to me because I always take care and I'm aware. But I think that's a really good tip. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say out of every 1,000 transactions, it happens. Yeah. And so you never know if it's going to be small or big. It might be 200 or 2,000. You're like, exactly. So do the test. Yeah. The second thing is if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And we saw that with Luna. It's like, you stake here. Yeah. We're going to give you 1,000% every day. And it's like, so many people got involved. And I was always like, that's too good to be true. There were people that were earning a shit ton of money until it was too late. And my mistake in that same sort of thing was with a company in Singapore, and I trusted them because they were a company in Singapore. And it was like, we hold your BTC and ETH, we'll give you 7.5% interest. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's better than a bank, but not this crazy amount.
Yep.
But they went under. Yeah. So their the company directors are still in court today.
Okay, fuck.
Yeah, it's been 18 months.
Yeah.
So all funds are frozen. So my first, what would have been my second bull market, I put majority of my BTC in it and Ethereum into this Singapore company, and I can still open the app and see the funds.
For fuck's sake.
I know. And it's been a court case for a long time now.
Hopefully you get it.
Yeah, I've spoke to some other people. They said we would be lucky to see 30%.
That's life, brother.
I know.
You always learn the hard way.
That's right.
You know,
Learn
it's all about you that you don't learn the harder way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just choose the hard way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
learn and then you will never do it again.
That's right.
Right? And I like the Luna example. And my advice for a coin like Luna, if you are really early in Luna and you make good money, like a lot of friends of mine, always before you invest, think about a target. Have a goal.
Yeah.
And stick to that no matter what. And don't regret no matter what happens after. Because on the way up, everything is nice. And you're like, fuck it, man. Could be another 3x. You know? I'm not going to sell because we're all greedy asses. Yeah. All of us. Me also. You know? Have a goal. And yeah, just have a strategy. And the good thing is, that's why I love the Luna example. Let's say you sold too early, but you still made good money.
Yeah.
On the way down, you can also do money. You can just short that shit.
True.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't make money on the way up. I made money on the way down.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So there's always opportunities. So don't be sad when you go out too late. Just be happy that you have profit and think about the next one. You know, there's millions of opportunities in crypto. That's why I love crypto, you know, because people always think, oh no, but I missed this one gem. Brother, there's tons of gems. Yeah. You know, so many. Yeah. And let's go back to the bull market in 2020, started 2020, no, actually end of 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
More. So what was your journey there? Because you said that you made some good profits, right? Because you were investing really well. Not too much, but okay, right? Yeah. Still, you made money. Yeah. You saw money.
Yeah.
What was the next step for you?
Yeah, still learning game. Speaking to different people about their projects, and they had some like wild projects. You know, a lot of them were like incorporating NFTs with their new coin or their new token project, which I found pretty interesting. Yeah. Even though NFTs are kind of on their way out, they're still there actually. If you log on, they're still there. But if you look at the chart over the last, let's say, 5 years, there is definitely a decline in total NFTs and stuff like that. Yeah. But I found those utilities and the mixture of like art very interesting. Yeah. Like my friend also bought like what was it, an NFT that tracked how much he walked, and then he would get.
I had something like this as well, but not an NFT. But I think that was a shoe, right? A shoe NFT.
Shoe NFT.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, he loved it at the time for a year, and then like most NFTs that they went under. Yeah.
I like NFTs. I like the idea of an NFT. Let's talk about NFTs.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really have the time to talk about NFTs with Ivan, so I think it's cool to talk about this now. Yeah. What I like about NFTs and what I don't like about how NFTs developed for us is I would say it went into the wrong direction, because I like the fact that it got kind of connected with art, but I think that was the wrong way of approaching NFTs, because what is the real value of an NFT? Yeah. Right? We talked about contracts, for example, right? We talked about like what you can do, for example, with an NFT is you can, it's amazing for example, properties, right? So let's think about that. Let's say you have a property which is connected with an NFT, right? And what's the cool thing about an NFT? If you sell it and sell it and sell it, you get royalties. The first one who owns the NFT get royalties, right? So let's say that thing is combined, like through whatever contract or whatever, with a property, and you are the first one who owns the property with an NFT, and then you sell this NFT right? And you're always on the way when you sell this property, you actually get money, percentage, cut, the first one, you know? Those kind of things you can actually do with NFTs.
Yeah.
You can control it. And you will always, no matter how many people, like 10, 100 people within the next 1,000 years will have this one property, you can always track who had it.
No, that's very cool.
You know?
Yeah.
Which, okay, let's talk about, I don't know, a building in Germany, right? Who the fuck knows who owned that building 100 years ago?
Yeah.
You know, when it, let's say, existed 100 years ago, right? And that's the cool thing with NFTs, because you can, like in general with like crypto, you know, you can always track
Transaction.
everything, every transaction,
Yeah.
you know? And that's the cool thing.
Yeah.
These are the real values of those kind of things, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But what would you say? Like, you like NFTs? You invested into NFTs?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, I'm like you. Actually, I would say I saw more of the downsides than the upsides, and that's why I didn't get involved.
Yeah.
I also saw the bright, shiny object being more used than actually the utility. So like a Bored Ape or something. It started off cool, but it became like a Rolex, like kind of a thing that you show off, and you know, exclusive parties, and things like this. And then it kind of reached its peak and then started to fade because media was actually seeing who was at these parties and what they were doing. And oh wait, Bored Apes, majority of them are like fat computer nerds smoking weed. You know, so it kind of lost a lot of its like mystique. Yeah, behind the Bored Apes.
Also, what I don't like from NFTs is the fact that you talk about these art NFTs, especially like apes or whatever. It's not like with, for example, if I buy Bitcoin today, I can easily sell it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you buy an NFT, like an ape or whatever, brother, you have to hope that someone's going to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because otherwise you cannot flip it. You know, and that was my most fear, I would say, in buying NFTs, right? There was a couple of cool NFTs. I invested into the Adidas one, the first one from Adidas.
Cool.
Flipped it, I think 3x, 4x, I don't know, with some friends. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was not really into the NFT space. Like I was, fuck man, I heard about the Solana apes fucking early, like pre-sale. That could have been a life-changing thing.
One of those things,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
Shit. Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay, you know? I know there's going to be way more, and I already hit some gems, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think NFT was kind of like the end of the last bull market, right? And now we're in the new bull market. Let's talk about the current bull market, right? Now we got the halving a couple of weeks ago, I think maybe 2 weeks, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have big institutions, BlackRock. Those are open. I don't know what's gonna happen now. What do you think is gonna happen now?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Because again, I might come from a place of what some people consider like conspiracy theory, but it's weird when some of the conspiracies overlap with some of the facts as well. So let's talk about Larry Fink, BlackRock, you know, the head man who's been the head man for quite some time now.
Who first hated Bitcoin?
Exactly.
And
hung
all
out.
of a sudden,
Yeah.
weird.
Loves it.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got photos of him shaking hands with Epstein. So it's like, what the fuck's going on here? Along with Bill Gates, a motherfucker. Excuse me. So yeah, Larry comes out, loves it all of a sudden. And yeah, I think the timing's very interesting. And Larry Fink, BlackRock, was able to team up with the SEC very quickly to create the ETF. It was very quick. It was very, you know, so many other companies had been rejected. All of a sudden, BlackRock comes along and it's like, yep, tick of approval, ETF. And then some smart people have speculated and made theories, which I'm kind of understand and kind of agree with at the moment, which is you create the ETF, which is pinned to BTC.
Yep.
Right? And then what can you do? You actually have a supply then. You have supply. You can create more supply. You can create more ETFs. And if you create more ETFs, sell more ETFs, to your industry clients, then this is going to affect the price and make the price of BTC fluctuate. So this is kind of, where do we see this? We see this with a Federal Reserve, pinning gold with a paper note.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you get a group of leaders going, oh, wait a second, we can reduce the supply of this paper or increase the supply of this paper, and it affects the entire market.
I agree on that, but still the fact that you cannot change the supply of Bitcoin itself kind of holds this whole process.
It does, definitely having a limited supply.
Because also many people don't know this. There's 21 million Bitcoin and there will never be more. Yeah?
Yeah.
There's even less because people are in jail, people died, people forgot their
wallet,
passport, wallet, whatever, Yeah. There's only 18 million Bitcoin. For all the people out there, there's 18 million Bitcoin. Do you know how many millionaires there are on this planet? If they decide tomorrow to buy one Bitcoin, there is not enough Bitcoin for everyone, okay? Buy now. No financial advice. I'm doing your own research.
Buy now. Yeah. True. Yeah, so the limited supply that Satoshi set up has always been very good for the future of the technology. Yeah. But then someone very rich and powerful, huge company, BlackRock owns so many other companies. They come along and go, no, we're going to peg this piece of paper called an ETF to BTC, and depending on how much we buy and sell of the ETF, it's going to affect the price of BTC. And so you can imagine, oh, wait a second. Imagine the future, 5 years, 10 years, that specific company has like billions of ETFs. They could very, very easily affect the price and move the price of BTC. Yeah. So yeah, I'm speculative. Again, like you said, there's only 21 million BTC, so it still stands strong. But now Hong Kong opens up to the market. We've got ETH, ETF, Ethereum ETF coming.
Correct.
So I think there's going to be a similar thing with institution getting involved with decentralized Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I think they were already involved into it. Now it's just public.
Like secretly.
You know what
buying.
I mean? 100%.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because they have the big opportunity, sadly, still, that they can control the market with the media. They can just shit talk Bitcoin tomorrow in every news. And the Bitcoin will drop.
Yep.
That's the problem. They have the power still. But in my opinion, this will change in the near future. Because if Bitcoin reach a certain value, you are not able to control it that much anymore like you can do still.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the future of Bitcoin, I think. It's just then later on like a long process of like going sideways, like slightly going up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And eventually even Ethereum will flip Bitcoin and will be number one. This is my opinion. Because Ethereum still has... Ethereum is also a big topic. I love Ethereum. Big fan, I'm more into Ethereum than in Bitcoin, to be honest. Myself, no financial advice. But yeah, I think one day Ethereum market cap wise will flip Bitcoin from the number one. Because this thing will happen where Bitcoin is just going sideways, but Ethereum will just Ethereum is just amazing, Even though the fucking fees, and I hate to buy shitcoins on Uniswap. I'm joking, I'm not buying shitcoins.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting time now.
It's a very interesting time.
Yeah. And I think that's also something Ivan said, and I love that. Just make sure you don't miss this.
True.
If you see this right now, okay, after this podcast, close this podcast, open another tab, go into YouTube, and learn everything about crypto. Because there is opportunities. And I'm not talking about normal opportunities. There is some things could happen to you if you just like a tiny bit like dig into this industry, could change your life. No matter if it's with trading, even though I cannot really recommend trading, only if you're like really logic thinker and going away from your emotions, not a greedy ass, But with whatever, like crypto, there's always opportunities. We've seen them all the time, right? It's like crazy things happening,
Yeah.
And I think this many people don't know because they just heard about Bitcoin. They're like, people use it for illegal things, scam, but I don't touch it, But there's more.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Do your own research and But yeah, just don't miss it.
Yeah, don't miss
You
it.
know.
Great opportunity, still a great opportunity.
And another thing Ivan said, I love that. As soon your grandma is telling you to buy Bitcoin, then you know you have to sell.
So true.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Once it reaches the news, get out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, and through your own research, you'll see like the real fundamental utility of something like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, it is something for the people, by the people.
Yeah.
And try our best not to corrupt it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which I think, majority of people on Earth are actually good people. And I think that's why human beings can exist in a society. Because I walk down the street, there's like a layer of trust. Person at the shop, a layer of trust. If it was the other way around, society just wouldn't work. We'd all just be locked up and scared. And so we have to go more in this direction of open heart, open mind.
I love that.
Trust. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give to the listeners? Like maybe there's someone who also wants to move to Bali, no matter where they are from, and they want to change their life. They want to change the environment. No, because we talk so much about Bali, and Bali is amazing, right? Bali changed your life.
Yeah.
So is there any advice you can give them when they also, maybe they want to move to Bali, maybe they want to do their own thing, maybe they want to open a yoga school.
Preparation. So if you want to perform in anything, athletics or crazy business or crypto, yoga, you need preparation. So preparation is literally you sitting down alone as a man or a woman, getting your notepad out and preparing. What are the steps I need to take? I'm not the type of person, I would never advise people just to like, oh, it worked for this person, I'm going to go eat, pray, love. I'm going to go to Ubud and just see what happens. There are people like that, but I've seen it not work for people as well.
Yep.
And the reason it didn't work for them is because they weren't prepared. Just maybe a month or two of like, okay, why am I going? The big question of why. What do I want to get out of it? Is it a spiritual thing? Is it a business thing? Is it like to change my life, financial situation? Yeah, so write down and get the why really clear, and then jump on the plane and take life by the horns or the reins.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, really take life by the reins, because then you don't know what's waiting on the other side. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What could happen?
I know.
What the fuck could happen, man?
What could happen? Oh man, so many crazy stories.
The worst question is, fuck, what would have happened?
Yeah, I know. My God. Yeah, if I deleted like the last 7-8 years of my life here and just continued down that other path, yeah, man, I would have missed out on some really awesome stories, man. Some awesome experiences I had here. Some friends, some women, culture, learning about Hinduism, yoga philosophy, like the whole thing. It's been awesome.
Bali is fucking amazing, right?
It's so cool.
I'm already looking forward to tomorrow when we're going to sit in Dulu again.
Yeah.
We have a coffee. We're going to talk about the podcast today.
Yeah.
Those small things, man.
Yeah.
I go to bed, I'm like, bro, fuck, man, tomorrow, coffee. Going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Potentially I go to the beach.
Yeah.
But probably I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just an amazing life here, man. Come here, check it out. You will love it.
Yeah. Yeah, work here doesn't feel like work.
We just had it. You remember? Right before the podcast, you
yeah.
asked me how was your day. I said, bro, it was fucking stressful, but it's all right, because in the end of the day, it's like, bro, I'm in Bali, man. Worst case, I grab a coconut, go to the beach, see the sunset, and then everything is okay.
Yeah, press the reset button.
Exactly. Maybe go to a spa,
Maybe
Maybe
a sauna.
A 6-minute hug.
Thought it's so cool here. Yeah, I'll get stressed out at work or, answer some emails, jump in my pool. Get some vitamin D from the sun.
Exactly.
Go to the ocean. See a friend for a coffee. Like it's amazing. Good community here as well.
My most favorite thing I do when I have concentrated work and I need a silent environment, go to the spa and get a foot massage.
Nice.
Laptop.
Yeah.
AirPods. Noise cancellation. 1.5 hour. Boom.
Boom.
Best.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
This is something I could and I do it almost every day. Almost every day.
Yeah, the thing that resets me, is definitely like the sauna and cold plunge. just any kind of change of environment.
Yeah.
Like a hot environment, a cold environment. I don't know. It just completely changes my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I think we covered everything, right? What do you say?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
No.
No?
Yeah,
I think we
just,
covered your whole journey,
it's been good.
every career. I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
It was your first podcast, right?
Yeah, first podcast.
It was my 8th podcast.
Nice. Still beginning.
Exactly.
Just a shout out to, the band, My Elephant Ride, Nathan and Siobhan.
We're going to link the album.
Yeah.
Listen to it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to do yoga here, yoga training.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How can the people connect with you? No matter if it's yoga, musician. I'm going to link everything in the description.
Yeah.
But what's the best way?
Just hit me up, Joe in Clouds on Instagram. And, that's got my links to like the yoga school and the band and stuff like
Nice.
that. But yeah, our yoga studio is called Joga Yoga. It's in Canggu. And we've got some teachers from Indonesia, Europe, and most importantly, Rishikesh, India, to try and teach the authentic India.
Where is it? In Batu Bolong Main Road, right?
Yeah, just behind, like, down a really quiet gang behind Vida Cafe.
Maybe I'm going to check it out.
You should check it out.
I should, right?
Come do some yoga.
I get it for free?
Yeah. What you talking about?
All right. Okay, guys, I hope that you found some inspiration in today's episode. Joe from New Zealand with, so many crazy different careers.
Yeah.
But now living here in Bali. But yeah, if you're excited to see more guests, because I will try my best to find some people here living in Bali with the craziest careers, and they will all gonna be sit here next to me. And I'm gonna ask them whatever question you want. So please also don't forget to write in the comment section. What do you want to see next in the next episode? What can I improve? Maybe you have some questions for this guy, right? No matter if it's yoga, musician, crypto, right? Don't forget to comment. Follow me on all socials, okay? Ring the bell so you don't miss out. And other than that, I would say I'm going to see you in the next episode of Talk and Do. And brother, thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you so much. Talk and do. See ya.
What do you think?
Loved it, man. That's great.